Teresa with Wounded Birds Ministry, and I want to invite you to this video on breathing exercises and relaxation techniques that we're going to go over today. I'm very excited about this because breathing and some of these relaxation techniques, they are very quick to do, and they can be really effective in helping us change how our bodies respond during and maintain a restful and relaxed state throughout the day. I'll tell you, when I first learned some of these, I was really skeptical. It felt a little, as my father would say, a little woo-woo, a little hippie, a little kind of out there. And what I found, though, by going through some of these techniques and really implementing a mindfulness practice in addition to my daily spiritual practices, that I really started to become much more aware of what was happening with my body and where my emotions really were. I learned how to really identify and sit with my emotions, and it just gave me a different level of peace, which was really nice. And I think that these exercises have the same opportunity to do the same for you. So I'm excited to kind of share these. And again, these are not complicated. These are intended to be very simple and very straightforward exercises. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through these. So there's 3 exercises that we're going to do. And the first one is called 4 square breathing. In 4 square breathing, we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold our breath for 4 seconds, release for 4 seconds, and then pause for 4 seconds where we're not inhaling and we're not exhaling. So part of the trick to this is it's all a slow count of 4. So part of the trick to this is making sure that we're breathing into our diaphragms, which is kind of down at the bottom part of your torso near where your belly button is, actually a little bit lower, rather than breathing into our chest. Because if we breathe into our chest, then what happens is we store all that air up here, and it ends up just kind of making us a little bit lightheaded. Okay, and we don't get that air and that oxygen all the way through our body. So what we want to do is we want to breathe in to our diaphragm, which is more like a, okay, where you start to kind of feel your stomach just pushes way out and maybe your back expands a little bit. For me, I think of a bellows, which is a blacksmithing term where you see, I don't know, sometimes you see those things where when they're trying to heat up the fire, and they press air in. That's what I think of with my body when I'm breathing into my diaphragm. I think of bellows. So I go, okay, maybe don't make the noise. That was a mistake. Anyway, so that is the kind of breathing that we want to be doing, and we want to be measuring it out. For 4 square breathing, we're going to repeat this exercise for 1 to 5 minutes. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and do it for 3 minutes. And if you want, you can always just repeat it and do it for longer. This is also an excellent exercise for people who live with anxiety, because it really forces you to kind of slow your body down, slow your mind down. It's a great distraction. You takes your mind off of whatever the thoughts are in your head and really helps you focus onto something entirely different. And then as you inhale and you inhale deeply into your diaphragm, all that oxygen starts to really make its way into the bloodstream, and it starts to naturally calm you down. Great exercise for this. Another good exercise that we're going to be doing today is called paced breathing. And with paced breathing, we're going to breathe into the count of 3, and we're going to count out on the count of 10. So it's going to be much more of a and we'll do that for 5 breaths total. And again, we want to make sure that we're inhaling all the way and exhaling out all the way. The last exercise we're going to do in this video is a progressive muscle exercise. This one's going to take probably 4 or 5 minutes. I don't think it'll take much longer than that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get really comfortable in our seat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to practice clenching up different muscles in our heads and our faces and our shoulders and our legs and our feet. We're going to kind of make our way through the entire body. We're just going to crunch it up as tight as we can make it. And then on the cue, we're going to let it go. So we're going to crunch and hold, and then I'll give you the cue to let it go. And you don't have to remember all these directions. I'm just giving you an overview right now of what these exercises are. And as you can see, I've got a graphic up now where you can see exactly when each of these exercises begins in this video. So in the future, if one of these three really works well for you, or maybe more, you can go straight to that section of this video. One last thing I want to add before we move on is that four square breathing and the paced breathing, those may not be exercises that work well for you for whatever reason. There are a lot of different breathing exercises out there on the internet. These are ones that have worked really well for me. If these do not work well for you, and I would really encourage you, don't give up. Go find another one. There are some that you breathe in on 10, you breathe out on 10. What the most important part of these breathing exercises is that it's intentional and that you are slowing everything down when you go through them, and it gives you a focus. And it gets more oxygen running into your body. Some of the things that I've noticed in my own body as I have gone through these exercises is I notice that my shoulders drop. I used to live with my shoulders up here, and now my shoulders tend to live down here. And I also notice that sometimes during the day I can find them up here, and I go, oh, time to relax them, and I let them go. Other things that I have found is that I think I mentioned in a different video, sometimes I feel like this space right here feels tight. This is one of those exercises that really helps me do that. My jaw gets tight. This is another, especially the progressive muscle squeezing and releasing exercise really helps me with the releasing my jaw muscles. And it's just helped me really kind of calm and get more in tune with my body and understanding how my body is responding to certain experiences, which has played well into when I've done the cognitive behavioral therapy, or the CBT exercises that you can find up on the website if you do a search for thinking distortions. All right, well, I think that's enough intro for now. We're going to go ahead and dive right on in to four square breathing. All right, welcome to four square breathing. In this exercise, we're going to do some very intentional and very deliberate breathing. We're going to start by breathing in on a count of four, on a very slow count of four. So it's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to hold our breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to exhale 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to pause 2, 3, 4, and then breathe in 2. Okay, so that's how this is going to go. And we're going to do this for about 3 minutes. This may feel like a really long time to you. If you really feel like you need to stop sooner, go ahead. I want you to get nice and comfortable in your seat. Okay, make sure that your feet are kind of planted on the ground so that you feel a little bit grounded. Hands in a comfortable position. For most people, that means placed in the lap. Then I want your eyes to either be closed or to be fixed on a single point. All right. Remember, we're breathing into our diaphragm, deep into our belly, and we're going to exhale all the way out and all the way in, and we're going to do it nice and slow and in a controlled manner. Okay? Ready? Here we go. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 3 minutes of 4 square breathing, and you made it all the way through. You did a great job. All right. If you're going to hang with me, we're going to move on to doing paced breathing. Welcome to the paced breathing section of this video. In this section of the video, we're going to do a paced breathing exercise. And what that means is that we're going to breathe in to a slow count of 3, and we're going to breathe out on a count of 10. And we're going to do this for a total of 5 breaths. So we want to make sure that as we're doing this, we are breathing in all the way and exhaling all the way. And when we inhale, we don't want to be inhaling into our chest, but we want to be inhaling into our stomach. You know it's right when your stomach pops out as you breathe. Your chest may rise, but your chest only rises because your tummy gets so full that the air just keeps stacking on top of itself and your chest kind of rises naturally with it. As I said in the introduction part of this video, I think of my body like a bellows. And so as I breathe in, my body expands, and as I breathe out, it contracts. Okay, that's a good way to kind of think about this if you're new to breathing through into your diaphragm. This is something that singers have to do a lot. It's the best way to get good support and good tone out of your voice. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do it for a total of 5 breaths. As we get started, I want you to make sure you're nice and comfortable in your chair. Good. Make sure that your feet are grounded. Put your hands in a comfortable position. For a lot of people, that does mean in the lap, but you can place your hands however you're comfortable. And then I'd like you to either close your eyes or fix your eyes on a single point as we go through this exercise. Ready? Here we go. In, 2, 3, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, 2, 3, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, 2, 3, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, 2, 3, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, 2, 3, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Congratulations. You've just completed an entire paced breathing exercise. How do you feel? If you're like me, you may feel a little bit calmer. My shoulders tend to drop when I do this particular breathing exercise. It really helps my body kind of calm down. I hope that this one was helpful for you, and you're welcome to come back and do this anytime you want. And see, it didn't take a lot of time. Taking a moment for ourselves does not take a lot of time. Welcome to the progressive muscle part of this particular video. As we go through this section of the video, we're going to do an exercise where we consistently clench or tighten various muscles throughout our body, and then we release them. And tightening them, when we become very aware of how tight they are, usually when we release, we're able to release them even farther out. I don't understand the science behind it. I just know it works. I know that when I had a physical therapist, because I had some knee issues, she would insist on taking my knee my quadricep just a little bit past the point of comfort. And she would hold it and then she would release it. And then she would go right back, hold and release, hold and release. And every time she did that, it actually stretched the muscle out a little bit more. Like I said, I don't understand the biology behind it. I just know it worked. And so the progressive muscle exercise seems to have a very similar response as this. When we clench up our shoulders like this, and then we release them, something happens where we're able to let them go and let them drop a little bit lower than they were when we first started. So as we go through this, do what you can to kind of keep your breathing nice and calm and even. It's not always possible with some of the way we're going to be grouping our muscles or tightening our muscles. To the extent that you can, it's helpful for you. And it might just be something to kind of work on as you keep going through this video. All right, so as we get started, we're going to be moving around a little bit. So you're going to be like tilting your back and things. So make sure that you're in a good, comfortable chair and that you've got some freedom of movement, that you can kick your legs out in front of you, that you can arch your back and throw your head back, and you'll be okay and you'll be comfortable. Ready? Excellent. All right, so go ahead and start. I'm going to take my own breath here. And we're going to start by doing our face and our forehead. We're going to tense the muscles in our face, tense the muscles in our forehead, and tense the muscles in your scalp. And do this by wrinkling your forehead and frowning. And hold. And now relax. And let your forehead be smooth. Next, we're going to do our eyes. Tense all the muscles around your eyes by shutting your eyes tightly together. And relax. Let your eyelids be smooth and let your eyes float in their sockets. Now tense the muscles in your cheeks and jaws by gritting your teeth together firmly, nice and tight. Tighter. And relax. Let your lips part slightly and let your jaws hang loose. Moving to the muscles in your neck. Tense the muscles by pressing the back of your head against the chair as if you're looking up at the ceiling. And relax. Let your chin come down to your chest and rotate your head from side to side before returning your head to a comfortable position. Tense the muscles in your shoulders by shrugging your shoulders upwards towards your ears. Higher. And relax. Let the weight of your arms bring your shoulders down into a slumped and relaxed position. Now we're moving on to hands and forearms. Tense the muscles in your hands and forearms by clenching your hands into tight fists. And relax. Now tense the muscles in your upper arms by bending your arms at the elbow and making a muscle. And relax. Tense the muscles in your upper, middle, and lower back by arching your back away from the chair. Arch, arch, arch. And relax. Tense the muscles in your chest by taking a deep breath and holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly exhale and take another deep breath. And as you exhale, exhale more air than you breathed in. And take another deep breath. Slowly exhale. Good. Return to breathing normally. Next, we're going to tense the muscles in our abdomen, either by pulling your stomach in or pushing it all the way out. More. Good. Now relax. Moving to the lower half of your body, tense the muscles in your hips and thighs by pressing the heels of your feet against the chair. And relax. And finally, tense the muscles in your calves, ankles, and feet and toes by pointing your toes away from your body. Point, 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 and relax. Congratulations, we're all done. Take a quick inventory of your body. What feels different now? What feels better? What did you notice? And as you go through and you do this noticing, don't apply judgment. There's no good and there's no bad. There's different, there's before and there's after. Just notice what's different. I hope you enjoyed doing these exercises with me today. And I hope you come back to this video again. You're welcome to do it as many times a day as you want. It would be great if you do them at least once. I think you'll find a lot of benefit from it. And it doesn't take a lot of time. Each of these exercises is somewhere under 5 minutes for almost all of them. It doesn't take a lot of time to help you stay relaxed and feel restful during your day. Thank you for joining me. I'm Teresa with Wounded Birds Ministry.